Okay, City Council meeting, special meeting for the City of Sandy Oaks for February the 26th, 2015 is now in session. Roll call, David Tremblay.
Present.
Vicky Ball.
Here.
Doug Tomasini.
Here.
And myself, Ernest Gay, I'm here. Joel Ortega, he has been excused for this meeting. Mayor Clement, he is also excused. I'll give you a little information on that. Joel Ortega, his mother-in-law passed away about 3 days ago. He is in California at the funeral that occurred today. Jim Clement, his son died on Tuesday afternoon about 3:45. And of course, he's not here tonight. If we could all stand for an invocation and the pledge. Our Heavenly Father, we would like to embrace you this evening. Ask that you be with us in the decisions that we make here. Help us and guide us along the way. We would also like you to be with our comrades that could not be here tonight because of the family problems that they have had. We ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. And I appreciate those y'all that showed up here for this meeting tonight. If you have a copy of the agenda there, we're going to go to item number 4 on there. Deliberate amongst the City Council the appropriate allocation of legally allowed sales tax limits. And this was presented by Mickey Ball. So, Mickey, I will turn this over to you and let you present what you have there for us.
Do we have the attorney on the phone?
Don't have him on the phone, but
No, I didn't know if
I can get him on the phone if you. No, at any time we need him, he said to call him.
Okay.
He is in Austin at the moment.
Okay. So during our last regular session, it was brought to our attention that the numbers that were presented on the ballot were outside of what is permissible under Chapter 321. So did a little research, made some phone calls. It's been an interesting week and a half trying to put all this together. The challenge is, according to the Secretary of State Elections Division, Chapter 321 applies to sales and use and general sales and use tax. If you start talking about the street maintenance tax, that is sort of excluded, not totally, but from the perspective of, do we have to put this back on a ballot? There's a couple of things that would prevent us from doing that. Number one is you cannot have the same items on a ballot within a year. That would create worse problems. The final decision really comes down to the State Comptroller's Office. And I did talk with Tom Malone, and he is the manager of tax allocations at the Comptroller's Office. He basically said, first person I talked to, let me back up, at the Comptroller's Office did not recognize us as an incorporated city because nothing had been provided to them. So I asked how you go about doing that. I was told they need a copy of the official ballot, a copy of the official ballot results, which I've secured both of those from Jackie at the elections office. They need approved minutes and the resolution that establishes the tax rate. I explained to him the issue with the tax rates that we had established, and hence this meeting. We need to correct the error that was placed before us last time. And then a map of the city. So I have 3 of the 4 items. All documentation has to be delivered to the State Comptroller's Office no later than April 1st in order for them to begin assessing taxes July 1st. We have to wait a full quarter from the time they receive it. So there will be no income from sales tax to the city until 3rd quarter is when they'll start assessing tax, and we won't see that until the 2nd month of the 4th quarter. I have an address where everything needs to be mailed to. I did call the secretary, the comptroller had suggested I talk with Secretary of State Elections Division, which I did. Started with voicemails and emails going back and forth. I did get a phone call back from her yesterday, and specifically wanting to know about any legal requirement that we place it back on a ballot. And she said that the 1 year lapse really needs to occur, and that since we're working with the state comptrollers and they've given us guidance on what we need to provide to them, that should suffice. I asked her specifically about the tax rates being changed from what the city council voted on and what was placed on the ballot. Somebody made a change there. I don't know who made the change, doesn't matter, but she did sternly comment that not only should that not have happened, it should not have been encouraged to happen. So it's not permissible, nor should it have been allowed. So here we are, trying to correct an error that was made. Honestly, from my perspective, my decision was made based on legal counsel. And that's disappointing to me that we have legal counsel that we can't rely on. My suggestion, and when we get to that point after discussion, is that we eliminate the street maintenance tax. It was dropped to a quarter on the ballot. We're a quarter over. It's outside of the Chapter 321. And quite honestly, the city owns very, very few streets that need to be maintained to begin with. Those are all privately owned by the WPPOA. So it kind of makes sense just to drop that piece.
Are you making that in the form of a motion?
Not until everyone's had an opportunity to discuss it. I want to hear from everybody first.
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. And I did talk with Art earlier tonight, and he advised me that dropping that one particular tax is the easiest route to go, because changing one of the others by 0.25% is probably going to send up a red flag that we don't need to deal with. And even though you may have approved 0.5%, theoretically you did approve 0.25%, but why go there if we don't have to? I agree with your assessment that getting rid of the 0.25%, or not enforcing it, it's there. The people voted on it, but
well, and I think we never did create a resolution, which was another requirement. All
right.
we had were the minutes. So that's another thing that we must do.
Okay.
Question on that. If you're going to drop that assessment fee and somewhere along the road the WPPO is supposed to be abolished and go away with, what's going to fund the maintenance of those roads?
General fund.
Well, you still have you still have the general.
Yeah, all the money going into the general fund would do that.
Because
Yeah.
the last time I talked to Clements, he told me that there would be no more assessment fees. That was the last minute. And then when I went to go pay my assessment fees, I got billed another $90
Yes.
at the first of the year, which I'm not totally unhappy with, but I don't understand it. If I got told by the mayor it wouldn't happen. So, I'm kind of ambivalent with what's going on. And when I hear stuff like this, it makes me even more ambivalent. That do you even have the right legal people helping you, or you keeping a guy on retainer that's telling you one thing, and then when you have to go actually deal with the state authorities and officials, that you get told another.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is this guy that you got out of Van Almen has been a burden to us. We have paid money to this guy. He got bad information. And my personal opinion is you need to hire another attorney
Okay.
and do away with this guy altogether.
Well, let's see if we can get back on track here with the council. Does any of the other council members have a?
My thoughts exactly about the roads that are in the subdivision at this point have not been turned over to the city, so they're not the city's responsibility.
That's correct.
The only roads we have are the county roads, which I understand is Waterwood Pass, Shady Forest, and New Mathis.
Priest Road?
New Mathis
Priest.
isn't. New
Yeah.
Mathis is still a private road.
So
Yeah.
Mathis.
Mathis, part of Mathis Road, I
Mathis.
believe, yes.
So the majority of the roads are still within.
And there's part of
property
Mathis
owners.
and Priest there between the entrance exit ramps
Right.
that I believe the state
That's-
maintains.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the easiest thing to do is to just drop the, that extra 0.25% and move on.
Because nothing prevents us from using the other money to fix the roads.
You know,
Right,
if,
so fund.
right, if the roads ever do get transferred to us, then your maintenance would come out of general funds, exactly. I was also told that if somewhere down the line you wanted to allocate a certain amount of money to road use, that could be done in the future also, out of your general fund. You could also do that. Ms. Ball?
Anyone else want to discuss it? No? No?
Pretty straightforward.
No, I think
Well, I think this will be easy then. I would like to make a motion then that we remove the street and maintenance tax that we've previously approved and remove it from, well, I would say from the resolution, but we never created a resolution. So we will create a resolution that will include the 1% plus the 0.5%
Okay.
for sales and use only, and disregard the 0.25%.
You want to make a resolution that we approve the 1% and the 0.5% that was voted on, and we submit that to the
Yes.
Attorney General? Okay.
No, not the
I mean-
Attorney General,
No, it's,
State Comptroller.
State Comptroller, I'm sorry,
Yes.
yes.
What I'm looking for is it's in here. And I guess it should read as worded on the official ballot, because that's what was
Exactly.
voted on and approved.
You're talking about Proposition 1 and Proposition 2 then?
correct.
1%, yes.
That we-
Proposition 1,
Adopt those resolutions.
We adopt a resolution to adopt
And to eliminate proposition.
and eliminate Proposition 3. Okay.
Right.
We've got a motion on the floor by Mickey Ball. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by David Tremblay. Any other further discussion? All those in favor? Okay, we got unanimous. Okay, the next item on the deal there was to create a resolution, which we just did, in its final form
Wow.
during the meeting, voted on by the city council. Prepare the required documents to present to the state comptroller's office in order that the assessment and collection of taxes can occur.
yes. The challenge that we have is the attorney is not here, so number 5 is going to be difficult to do. My intent with that was to have the attorney here, draft it, present it, proof it, sign it, execute it, and be done, because the way we do things takes months to do, and we don't have time to do that. So
You want me to get him on the phone?
I think we should. Because that'll be the only piece I'm missing.
Yeah, Art, this is Ernest Gay here at the Sandy Oaks council meeting. Mickey Ball has a question for you, sir.
Hello, Art.
Hello.
Number 5 on our agenda was to create a resolution to be presented in its final form during the meeting so that we could review it and sign off on it. How do you suggest we accomplish that, or can we accomplish that?
Okay. What's the resolution for?
What we want to do is we want a resolution drafted that will accept Propositions 1 and Proposition 2 as presented on the ballot verbatim, disregard Proposition 3, and I think that's pretty much it.
I'll just literally write that down what you just said.
I'm sorry?
I said, if you want to have it in writing, I can help you draft it, or just say that it's fine. And then I can just put it together in the proper format for the mayor to sign tomorrow.
Is there any problem with just going around and getting our signatures on it?
We need the actual document.
Well, as part of the resolution, you just need to have an affirmative vote, and then that authorizes the mayor or the mayor pro tem to sign it, and the city secretary to attest to it. And if that makes
But
sense.
you want help. You want
So we
help
don't
from
have an attorney
you.
else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we need your help in actually writing it up.
Okay. Well, let me do this. If you'll give me 5 minutes, I will put it in an email, type it up on my phone, and email it over. Okay.
Okay, email it to me because I have my phone and I can set it up as a hotspot.
Okay. To your Sandy Oak?
Yes.
To your,
No, Sandy Oaks is fine.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, give me like 5 minutes.
thank you. Okay. So I guess I need to get my phone.
You need your phone,
Probably
okay.
briefly.
So,
Yeah, we ought to just have a recess for about 10 minutes or
I
so
agree.
until you get the
till I
email.
get the email, I think that works.
Yeah.
So we'll recess.
We can have a chit-chat session if you want. Or what I can do is I can give y'all a little bit of good news if y'all are wanting some good news.
So we want to use this like as an announcements?
Yeah, I can use it as an
Okay.
announcement for everybody if you'd like.
Okay.
You're getting married.
I've been married for 41 years.
So you better not
You have
try
my
it
test.
again.
I did it once in my life, and yeah, I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Dollar General broke ground today.
Yes, they did. That is a good bit of good news. That is absolutely right. The other good news I have for you here is the city of Sandy Oaks is no longer a 100% $0 broke entity. We received a check from City Public Service Energy for their franchise fee for the quarter of November, December, January, in the tune of $25,224.24. It was
That would be
deposited.
October, November, December.
No, their months run weird. December, January, February. Oh, wait a minute.
No, that wouldn't work either.
October, November, December, no, it's November, December, January. That is it.
Okay.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. And that's why we're getting it in February. But anyway, the deposit has been made. Down to the city clerk, if you would.
So that's just CPS?
That's, yes, just CPS. That is their first quarter that they have ever paid us. That will come in every quarter, at the end of every quarter. Not necessarily that much. It is 4.5% of whatever the total of the electric bills come in.
Okay.
I would venture to say that the next one will probably be a little bit less because most of us aren't going to be heating quite as much during the spring here.
Right.
I have a question with the residential taxes. What are we doing with that?
We haven't made any decision on that yet.
Where does that leave the community and the citizens as far as dates and collection and so on and so forth?
Until it's presented at a council meeting, there's no discussion on it.
As long as you're charging assessment fees, it'd be very difficult to do taxes at the same time.
The assessments are going to be going out already from the city, from the county, and we have no taxes on it. As far as Sandy Oaks will be listed, but there'll be no tax.
Yeah, if you look at your tax record right now, it shows Sandy Oaks on it, it shows zero.
It's a zero.
Yeah.
So then when you decide, that tax bill will start from that moment forward, not for...
No, it will start for the next,
For the year.
if we do it, it'll
The
start.
next year.
If we put one in, it'll start from January this year until December. And you
Right
would-
now, we're at a zero tax rate.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
let's say you don't make a decision on that until August. So that would be from August till the
No.
end of the fiscal year.
No, it would be
We set it for the
from,
next tax
You can
year.
only do a calendar year.
We
Yeah.
set it for the next tax year. We have no way to collect it.
any assessment that we would ever put would be assessed that year for that current year for the next year's budget is what it amounts to. That's why we didn't do one last year.
It'll be done for this year then, pretty much.
We don't know yet, but that's going to be up to this council when it comes up.
I have a question, Mr. Gay.
Yes.
At the last meeting, since none of the paperwork was done with the state controller's office, they didn't even know we existed. You stated at the last meeting that you got a notice from the state controller that the amount of tax you should collect for your business was 8.25%.
Yeah, mine did. My business, when it said on there, it said if I owed any tax, mine had 8.25% written on it.
How could it do that?
I have no idea. I didn't look at it because I didn't have any taxable sales. All of mine was either food or eggs.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they
the
don't
state controller
recognize
doesn't
us as a-
even recognize
right.
us as a city.
I understand that, and like I say, I didn't pay any attention to it because I thought at the time they did, and that they were going to collect that amount if I had to pay any, but I hadn't collected any taxes, so I didn't send in any taxes. All of mine was
I'm not
non-tax,
concerned about
yeah.
what you sent in. I'm just saying that I find it hard to believe that the state controller's office would tell you to collect 8.25% when they don't even know we're a city. I find it very hard.
I can't explain that. It's
I'd love to see a copy of it.
How can we find ourselves to be recognized as a city? Everywhere I go, we give a 78112 zip code, and it automatically comes.
It's still going to go back to Elmendorf because that's what the post office is.
Exactly.
You can put Sandy Oaks on your address though.
I know you can, but then when you're going to official buildings and stuff, we're not getting recognized as the city of Sandy Oaks. And
The only way that's gonna happen is if we get a post office, and that's not gonna happen while there's,
well, my
a
stepmother
post
works for
office
the
in
post
Elmendorf.
office, and we don't actually have to have a physical post office. All we need to do is register with the post office,
Yeah. Well,
and they'll give us a 4-digit code
Exactly.
after our
Right.
5-digit
That's-
zip code.
That's what was going to happen.
well, yeah, the problem is
You
we've already
look
got
yet?
one.
Not yet, okay.
But we need to have it revised now that we need a new number, and I think you guys would need to present that to the post office.
I don't know, you want me to find out for you?
Well, I did. My stepmother works for
Oh.
the post office for 40 years.
Well, yeah, I'm,
The same official records that Mickey has
The
to
lady
send
that
to the
lives across the
comptroller
hall.
needs to go to
Across
the
the
post
hall.
office to give us the recognition we need. For
So we need a +4
a +4.
from the post office. Okay. For Sandy Oaks.
Do you know if we do that, will we be forced to put Sandy Oaks? Or can we do Elmendorf? Oh, great, so now I can maybe change my business check.
I'll be typing real quick.
I'll use all
You can
names.
use,
put Elmendorf.
Yes, Art,
your
go
bank will
ahead.
still recognize your checks.
I just
They will.
emailed you the resolution. Let me know that you got it.
Okay,
I think she just got it.
I got it. I'm gonna type it up real quick.
okay, she got it, and she's typing it up.
But do I need to put a resolution number on the top or anything?
Does it need a resolution number put on it?
That's not it.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
Might want to go back
Okay.
into recess.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, will do. Okay. All right, we'll go back into session at this time. Mickey is typing up the resolution that she just got from Art. And as soon as she has it presented there, she'll read it to us, and we can hopefully all agree upon it and sign it.
How's Jim doing?
He's holding up pretty good. I talked to him just a little while ago, and
I saw him this morning with you buying.
you know, he's devastated to say the least, you know.
It's never as good as all of your children.
Is that the one that we met here?
Yeah, he was the young man. I would say in his mid-30s, I guess,
No.
isn't it?
Greg was 50.
Was Greg that old? Oh, my goodness.
He never did look it.
No, yeah, absolutely he didn't.
Yeah, I thought he was in his 30s.
I've been down here 20-some years, and Greg looks the same
Yeah.
last week as
Yeah.
he did when I moved out here.
Anybody that ever saw him when he was doing all the campaigning and stuff, he was the most jovial, happy-go-lucky individual you ever seen. Yeah, I mean, never said anything bad. He was just absolutely happy with everything. Yeah.
I'm just looking for how it's worded on previous resolutions
Oh, okay.
for the, who attests and who signs and stuff like that, because you're gonna sign as mayor pro tem.
Mayor Pro Tem, wonderful.
Okay.
Can you spell that?
Yeah. It's a hyphenated word, in fact.
Charlotte, you wouldn't happen to have a copy of an existing?
No, I sure don't.
There may be.
The Roberts Rule of Order?
There may be one there.
It's just taking forever for the network to pull it up.
Any notice?
Resolutions in
Carden?
Well, here, it's coming now. I
Oh,
just want to do it real quick.
The young couple, were they able to get their insurance company out?
They're still working on everything. They haven't had time to call me back. The mother called and said Tracy will call me. They have been going since the car drove through their house.
I want to see
Saturday and Sunday's got
where
weird
the
chance of
sign.
rain.
Okay, so it's.
I'm hoping to touch base with them
More
tomorrow
Sunday than Saturday, they just said.
to
Yeah.
hopefully help vacate as much out of their property and even maybe go get them a tarp. I have some painters, plastic and
They
stuff.
said, just said, Hill
Yeah,
Country's
we-
gonna get a hold of it.
We've got to run down to Florida.
It's just gonna get to freezing here, not,
We
Yeah.
can be available.
just barely.
Probably.
It's not gonna get that.
Yeah, they were talking earlier that,
Well, I'm gonna tell Carlos.
maybe
to
there
take
was
the
gonna be
card
some
work
snow and
tomorrow.
stuff
Ernest,
coming.
Do you sign with the middle
I can
initial?
do a lot
Yes, I do.
myself.
D as in Douglas.
Yeah.
I'm an army brat. I'm used to moving.
They said 33 tonight here,
And you
but
said it's.
blunt of the cold and the rain in Hill Country. They're saying 27 with the swamp
Yeah.
up there.
Because all I have to do is run down and get birds.
I was going deer hunting this weekend.
It's
Right now, I'm
all-
really concerned about that rabbit.
Did you say deer hunting or deer?
I was gonna go axis hunting, they're running.
Axis.
in Hill Country right
But
now.
just a quick run to
Them,
Florida.
the hogs are running real good. Once it gets about 35, between 35 and 20, they all run together.
But especially if it's cold.
Especially around Utopia and Ubon.
Well, I tell you what, they're thick just about everywhere now. They're breeding unbelievably.
The hogs?
Yeah.
Feral hogs
They
are,
haven't closed yet.
A
Tell the bar
menace.
not to break the boxes tonight.
Well,
Leave them outside.
I actually had one on my property out here about, 6 months ago, I guess. These are little bitty thing, about yay big.
You had him out
most of
here?
that's coming
Yeah,
from,
I had one out there, yeah.
most of the ferals are coming from
This is
all
what
that,
they That story I told you earlier today?
Yeah.
priest where
Somehow
all
it's my
that
fault that it happened.
still farm there,
One
where
of
they
the
put the
customers
pipeline in and
was
stuff,
Yeah.
and it's not
Putting her
been, most,
danger.
there's a couple
We'll have
colonies
a couple
living
of
there.
days.
That guy hasn't really allowed
Too
much
much.
hunting on there to get rid of them.
Okay.
Apparently has
But
no
if they
version
keep,
of the story.
they keep
you
developing
need
and
now.
stuff,
What
the way
you
that
want
they are,
is
they'll
a
be pushed
resolution.
into.
Oh, yeah.
Be like a duck.
That's what's happening outside of, Fleming and.
Turkeys out here,
Oh, yeah.
just turkeys.
Well, in the same area.
Had one walk across my front yard.
My neighbor has a whole farm.
Saw a rat run across the street today. Over there across from where Dollar General's going in. I guess they disturbed their.
I hate to
Rats
be
mean
that Valero.
snakes, snakes mean
They're all gonna go
issues.
there.
You gotta get rid of the garbage.
Copperheads are wonderful out here.
It's printing right now.
Ah. Well, you got,
Technology is a
you
fabulous
got,
thing.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, you got those fast fingers on that keyboard, that's a good thing.
And I do have one question, I have to go back officially. I'm glad to see that CPS is, paying their franchise fee. Is something else very similar being proposed with AT&T and
Yes,
other
they're
private
supposed-
companies?
We're looking for AT&T and the cable companies, the satellite companies, the gas company, all of them. Okay.
Wait, I see a typo, hold on.
It should be because,
The longer they hold it, the less we have.
yeah, and, that's,
Trouble is, they're collecting it anyway.
Well, I think if they don't give it to us, there should be a penalty of interest or something.
Well, you gotta ask for it first.
So you all haven't asked for it yet?
That I don't know, but I think not, no.
And we need to get on the ball with that.
It was
That's
brought up
important.
that some of them, like CPS doesn't charge the customer for giving us that money, but some of the other services such as AT&T and SAWS will add it to your bill.
Right.
And turn it into
Right.
So we just need to weigh that.
Saws will,
We don't-
Saws will do anything
Yeah,
with
we
it.
want to put it on tax.
If it was bare metal, they would do it, too.
So we don't want to do that. That's what it takes. I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know that we need art
Let's
for this.
let's go back in session now.
You may want to read it back to me just a minute.
Yeah, Ms. Ball, would you like to read the resolution back to us?
Okay, the resolution, don't have a number on it yet. Whereas the voters of Sandy Oaks approved 3 propositions establishing 1.75% of sales taxes in the November 2014 general election, and whereas only 1.5% is available for the city to use, and whereas the state comptroller has requested the city council to select which authorized propositions to submit up to 1.5%. Now therefore be it resolved that the city council of Sandy Oaks elects to submit proposition 1 and 2 to the state comptroller to establish a 1.5% general use sales tax for the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas. Passed, approved, and adopted this 26th day of February 2015.
Anybody have any other comment?
I was messing with my phone,
Oh, okay.
trying to turn
He
it
got
off.
distracted.
And I have another typo. I'll fix that before we sign off on it.
Turned it off.
It's that technology age we live in again.
It's just an oddball ringtone.
Don't go there. I got one of those.
I'm just going to turn
I
it
got
off.
several of them, in fact. I don't know which kid is calling me.
There, now I turned it off. It won't-
I made the mistake of having her call my phone the other day. I've had this phone for like 8 years, and she never knew I had sent in the clowns as her ringtone.
He's still in trouble.
I'm gonna be in trouble till the day I die for that one.
You always get in trouble.
I had a big alarm going
Now,
off.
does this
My
have to be
husband,
signed
he
by
didn't
all
like
of
that
the
either.
aldermen? or
No, just
I
you.
had a big alarm going off.
sign it
Eh,
and
eh,
And then she attests to
He's
it.
like, that's mine? I said,
And
yeah.
then
I just
what I'll
mine
do
simple.
is I
Simple ring.
can scan it from here.
Okay.
We'll have it. I can give the original to Charlotte so she can keep it for the file.
And then you can put the other one on the
other one-
website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put one on the website and send one to the state comptroller. So,
And we have all the other stuff to send.
I have the map.
Yeah.
I have the ballot, the official results. This was the missing,
Yeah, that's what we-
the missing piece. And I don't want to wait till April 1st to send it in.
Absolutely not, no.
That way, if we made another boo-boo, we'll have time to correct it.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Okay, you can scan that and give it to her,
Do we have
okay?
to- Do we have to prove it or vote on it?
No,
I think
it's-
we already voted on it,
We already
didn't we?
did that.
We made a
yeah.
motion and
That's been-
approved it?
That's been done.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that-
number 5 is done.
That is done. Number 6 is done.
Number
Prepare
6 will be, yeah.
that
I'll take
prepare the
care of
required
that
document?
and get it off and,
Okay, Mickey's going to take care of number 6, going to prepare the required documents to present to the state comptroller's office in order that the assessment and collection of sales taxes can occur. And that completes our agenda for the night. Do I have a
so
motion
then
to
I'll make a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Oh, I will.
All in favor? Oh, great, it's unanimous. Thank you all for showing up.
Thank you.
I hope everybody is at least happy and satisfied with what was taking place here today, trying to correct an error that we shouldn't have done to begin with.
True.
Well, if we were wrong, we need to admit it, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I expect you all to make mistakes, but I didn't expect the mayor of Mount Ormy University attorney to allow those mistakes to happen. That's discerning.
I will second that. That is an issue you guys
Actually,
need to
you
consider.
know, at y'all's earliest opportunity, I think that,
We got applications coming in, we're gonna look at that on the
Once you get out of the
5th.
Kyle stages,
Yeah.
just based on his past history, and I know it very well, to get him out of our street business, I appreciate it very quickly, because I just don't have a lot of confidence in the guy. I know a lot of people that's lived in this community, and it's not very good.
We, at our last meeting, we did discuss the deadline for receiving proposals from attorneys. So that deadline will be this Friday.
I believe that's gonna be discussed on our meeting on the 5th. That goes to Charlotte.
Oh, Justice Charlotte, is it still recording?
It shouldn't be. I thought I shut it off.